They'll stand up and in the statement, we're all in it together, stick together, when clearly we're not. We're not all in it together anymore. And I'm sick of people saying that, because these government officials, these politicians haven't been affected financially. They still get to go to work. Their kids are probably getting homeschooled and privately schooled at home. So it doesn't affect them like it affects the rest of the country. You know, probably 90% of the country now at this stage have been hit financially. Small, medium businesses, some which will never reopen again. I keep coming back to it. What about us? I just want to ask. I want to ask the Irish government, what about us? Huh? When do we matter? What about 95% of the population that this virus doesn't affect? Huh? Do we not matter, no? What about our kids? What about small businesses that are going to be closed now? If we go to the 1st of May, going to be closed for 12, 14 months. Huh? What about us? My name is Gary Dempsey. I'm the owner and founder of Match Fit Fitness here in Wicklow Town. It's a gym here in Wicklow Town. And I posted on Twitter a video venting my frustration at the current lockdowns that we have here in Ireland at the moment and the lack of planning going forward. And the video went a little bit bananas. Well, I think it had been bubbling. It had been bubbling inside me a little while. Just the whole lockdown. Like lockdown 1 was fine because it was new. We didn't know what it was. It was the summer. Everyone was getting €350 a week on the pandemic payments. It was great. Lockdown 2, I was like, something's not right here. And then I was here at the weekend and I was doing a run on the treadmill and I was actually listening to some YouTube motivational speeches, and I sort of got off the treadmill, kind of wound up and riled up a little bit, you know. But pretty much what came out in the video was how I was feeling, and it still is how I feel about the whole situation. And I just wanted to put it out there and see, I suppose, well, I knew from talking to family and friends that people were feeling the same way. And I just wanted, I suppose, to use my platform to say, you know, that enough is enough.
How has the whole lockdown affected your life personally and your family's life? What has it meant for you in your own day-to-day schedule? In
terms of the family life, obviously the kids missing are not in school, they're not getting their education. The impact, I think, on the family side of it is that, you know, we've gone from being here maybe 10, 12 hours a day to being sitting at home doing 1 Zoom class or 2 Zoom classes a day for our clients. The kids have gone from all that exercise, all that social aspect of their life, school, to literally sitting in their bedrooms on their phones and on their tablets, because obviously the weather is rubbish now, so they're not getting out and they're not as active as they used to be. And then the business, I mean, we're closed. If we do end up going to April, that'll be us closed 12 months out of 14, and that's just not sustainable for any business anywhere, I don't think. And again, that's where I put out the video today and I said, look, you know, enough is enough, because we just can't survive. You know, you're not getting the help that you need really off the government. And this is not only about me, by the way. I'm not only talking about me, I'm talking for a lot of people here, because the reaction to the video tells me that a lot of people are in the same boat. So the bigger picture is my kids times whatever amount of kids there is in the country, you know, hundreds of thousands, and then hundreds and thousands of people between the age of sort of 18 up to 50 or 60 years of age. You know, have we just been forgotten about now in this whole thing? And that was sort of the message and the purpose of the video.
Has anyone from the media reached out to you about your video or tried to ask you about, you know, to expand on these thoughts?
Mainstream media? No, none of them. I haven't heard from any of them. I don't expect to hear from any of them. I don't know whether the video was too raw for them or there was too much emotion in it. But in terms of them contacting me to hear, I suppose, what it's like from our side, I haven't heard anything from anybody, and I don't expect to be honest.
What have you thought of the media's reaction to the lockdown more broadly? How have you think RTE and other organisations like that have kind of reported on it?
Well, they haven't reported on it. That's the problem. They haven't reported on it. I mean, there's so many things that the public are asking, simple questions like I showed you, or when I showed you around our facility today. Why are we closed? It doesn't make any sense. So when these press conferences are happening, it seems like there's a media blackout. You're not allowed to ask those questions. Do you know, there's huge controversy over the PCR testing that's been used to test people for COVID, but you know, there's a lot of people saying that we're using the wrong cycles, which will then give us more cases. It's never been asked. It's like they're not allowed to ask it. And if they're probably, I'd say if someone broke ranks and did ask, they wouldn't be allowed into any more of their briefings. So they're never asked for the science. Like golf, why are golf courses not allowed open? And they just refer back to, they'll say, oh, that's the information that we're getting. But where's the science behind that? Give us the reason why. And that's where I think the public are getting so frustrated. Like my gym, when it's full and it's booming, yeah, there would be a lot of people here. I'm asking to let me open at 5% capacity safely. You've seen what it's like with the temperature monitors, the sanitizing stations, the cleaning equipment, everything that we have, and how we can easily facilitate maybe 10 people every hour in here. Where's the science? You're just telling me I'm closed. Explain to me why I'm closed and where's the science. And I think that's where the media has let us down. That's only the reporting that they do. And then it's just constant COVID's here. You know, be careful, don't look after your granny, don't kill your granny, don't mingle, you know, stay at home. It's just constant fear-mongering as far as I'm concerned. And yes, we know now at this stage, we're a year into it, we know COVID's here. We know we need to wash our hands. We know we need to wear masks. We know we need to social distance. Is there any need for it on the radio and on the TV every single day of the week? Do you know? And I think it's absolutely awful that we're this far into it, that they can't give. I don't understand how they're not gauging the feeling of the people. People need something now. They need something to look forward to. They need a bit of hope. So the message, in my opinion, should have been, yeah, look, we're not happy at the minute. It's higher than we want to be. We got to get to April, and then in April, all going well, if we hit X, Y, Z, we'll be able to do A, B, C. It cannot be like what Boris done. And they've made an absolute shit show of it. But at least the man has come out and said, look, the next month we've got this. Football will be able to open, schools will be open, jobs will be back, and hopefully by June everyone will be vaccinated and we're back open. That's what we need. We're not asking to move mountains. Tell us what's happening and tell us how we're going to get to where we're going to get to. Clearly we're not being heard. Clearly we're not being heard. Like my video that I done, and again, it just happens to be me. It's not all about me, but that video that I done, no video goes viral that quick in this country and it doesn't arrive on Ireland AM. Or, you know, if you see a stupid video of a dog jumping into snow and it's got 2 million hits, they'll ring the person that owns the dog and, oh, how did you manage to catch that? Like, it doesn't happen. And the silence is deafening. The fact that they don't want to talk, they don't want to bring me onto mainstream media, says it all. You
know yourself that there are going to be people watching this video who think that all of this is totally irresponsible, and they'll say, you know, that the lockdown is needed to save lives and that we shouldn't be talking about lifting it or anything like that. What would you say to somebody who felt that way, who was watching this right now?
Well, what about us? It's as simple as that. What about us? Because yes, I know, and I'm not at all saying that old people don't matter and the frontline staff don't matter, the guards don't matter, all that. But we're going to be April, we're going to be 14 months into this. So at what stage do I matter? What stage do you matter? What stage do my kids matter? You know, when do their lives matter? You know, we've done our bit, even though the numbers haven't, you know, they came down and they're up and they're down, and we opened up at Christmas and that probably didn't help, but we've done our bit. I mean, the sacrifices we've made in the last 12 months has been astronomical, do you know, and for what? For what? You know, we've got 4,000 deaths. Every death is horrendous and it's terrible and it shouldn't happen, but it's like 1.9% of the population. So what about the other 95, 98% of us that are healthy? If we caught it, we would probably have to spend a couple of days in the bed and see it through. Yeah, I understand. I will understand people's frustration. Not everybody's going to agree with me, and clearly you can see that on Twitter. They don't. Not everybody agrees with me, and everybody are saying that you're selfish and you're encouraging people to come to your gym and stuff. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. What I'm saying is my gym will be open. If people want to come and train here, they're more than welcome. If they don't want to and they don't feel comfortable, well then they don't have to. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. I'm just telling people that for me to live my life, to pay my bills, to pay my mortgage, to feed my kids, I can't be closed for 12 months. I can't be closed for 14 months. So at some stage I have to make a stand for me and my family, for a decision for me and my family. I'm not making a decision for the whole country that I need to open my business. It needs to be opened. It won't be opened fully. It'll be at reduced levels, and we will monitor and make sure everybody's here safely and stuff. So in terms of that, I don't really know what to say to them, because they're going to say that the old people, and I don't want to sound really harsh and say, well, what we've done for the last 12 months is surely enough. But yeah, I do. I get people's frustrations that, you know, they're terrified, and that's what they haven't been brainwashed, but that's what they're seeing all the time on the telly. That's what they're hearing all the time on the radio. So naturally, that fear for that generation of people, you know, people that watch the 6-1 news religiously, it's just bombarding, just poking bad news after bad news. And I get that. I get that. Like my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, unfortunately my mum and dad are not around, but they're a little bit scared and a little bit worried about it. But they also know that life has to go on for their grandkids, you know. And at what stage do we get that? And I just keep coming back to, what about the rest of us? You know, what about us? It can't all be about protecting the old and the vulnerable. And as much as we all do that, I think there has to be an element of trust from the government that's probably not there at the minute, that they can say to me, right, Gary, open your gym, 10% capacity, whatever it is. We're going to do random checks, and if you have too many people in there, we're going to close you. We're going to close the business straight away. I could accept that, because that's putting responsibility on me to make sure I run my business properly. But at some stage, I have to make a stance for me and my family, because if it's not the guards at the door here, it's going to be the bank at the door in the house saying, you've missed your mortgage for the last 6 months. We're going to take the house off you. Thanks very much. Good luck. Do you know? And that's the knock-on effect. That's the collateral damage that we spoke about. The collateral damage, I feel, and again, it's only my opinion, the collateral damage of this down the road will far outweigh any damage COVID has done to the country, in my opinion.